Okay, I'm rolling.
Hello. Hey everyone, it's Presley of ActOutGames here, and today we're going to be talking about reactionariness. Is that what we would say?
That's what we call it.
Yeah. I wonder what it is actually called.
I don't know. So, I don't know, maybe you guys can help come up with that, with a
Yeah.
real name, right? But so I guess on Saturdays, recently,
Yes.
I think we've decided that Saturday's kind of like our Get Real day,
Yeah.
right? So we have like Presley's Perspectives, videos we call room vlogs,
Yeah.
which is just Presley kind of talking about, it used to be in her
We
room, but
don't
now
do
it's
it
not anymore. We still call them room vlogs, so
Yeah.
Presley kind of talking about something that's important to her. And then this is just something kind of important to our family, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You want to go ahead and kick us off?
Sure. Not quite sure how to kick this off. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about why we eat all naturally.
Yep.
And why we avoid certain things like dyes and preservatives.
Yeah, so you guys may have seen some of the videos like on the Feingold diet, or we don't eat artificial colors or or the kids at least don't eat artificial colors or preservatives and lots of different chemicals and natural flavors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Artificial flavors, artificial colors.
But natural flavors, by the way, he means that it says natural
If
flavors.
it
on the
says
packaging.
natural, yeah, you can clearly eat something that is naturally flavored, but if it
Right.
says natural flavors, that's actually not natural flavors. So that's a whole different issue, right? So why do we eat that?
Like beaver urine.
Beaver urine.
That's a natural flavor that I googled it, and
Okay.
one of them was beaver urine.
Oh, there you go. There's another reason not to eat natural flavors.
Because it's a beaver urine.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, why we eat that way is, I guess, what happens when I eat it
Yeah.
is, I get very hyper and
Very
angry.
unfocused.
Which I already am, very hyper, unfocused, and angry.
Some
But
anger.
it gets even more so.
Yeah, so
I guess it's like to me it's kind of like an amplifier of
maybe
of my energy, because I'm already like
taking
if
speed.
you know me, I'm very angry a lot and very tired and very hyper all simultaneously. And just eating that kind of stuff makes it go whoosh whoosh off the rails.
So it's almost like what you would think of if you think of a kid in a sugar rush.
Yeah.
Right? Presley doesn't really get that so much with the sugar, but it's really amplified in a lot of the bad components of that, right?
Yeah.
And so you can do some research on like I think red dye specifically. If you look at what red dye, there's lots of documentation about some people having reactions to red dye and then it making them hostile, like making them actually angry, agitated. I guess is really a good word for it, right?
Yes.
So Presley will get like super amped up and can't focus and loves to like grab the cat and like pet the dog and then wants to be around the animals, and sometimes that really kind of bothers the animals. The animals don't love it either when she gets in that state. And so they'll get mad, or she'll do something she's not paying attention or not focusing or doing what she's supposed to be doing, and if that happens and maybe you start to get in trouble or something, if mommy and I say something to you,
Yeah.
then she really internalizes that and takes it as like an assault.
Right.
And so she starts striking back, and we get like in this like back and forth kind of defensive
Fight, which
posture
ends up
kind of
in
thing.
like 2-week grounding for
Yeah.
the things I said in that section.
You've never been grounded for 2 weeks. But yeah, so Presley will get in trouble with that, and she can't, like, it's a really hard thing to one of the reasons we want to talk about it, right, is it's kind of a hard thing to deal with from both sides, I think, right?
Yeah.
So like from us, like she'll be in this state and you can see like her pupils are dilated and she's clearly not thinking right. No matter what we do, and like if we're punishing her or if we're saying, talking to her rationally or doing something, none of it connects, and she's just always pushing back and fighting.
Yeah.
But like you know that none of that is connecting, so no matter, it's kind of almost not Presley, right?
Right.
And so no matter what we do in that moment, it's not going to change the way that she's behaving.
Yeah.
And so our goal is to get her to calm down. But if we're saying, like, Presley, okay, you're reactionary, you're in this state, you need to just go in your room and read for a little while and chill out, and then we'll talk about this.
Well, it depends technically on whether I am like sort of transitioning into.
Yeah,
that
once
state.
we've gone over the line.
Once we've gone over the line, I basically take it as an attack on my personal right to have an opinion.
He doesn't believe us when we say she's being reactionary.
I'm like,
When she's reactionary. So there used to be, I don't know if you remember this for sure, but like,
probably not. I have the worst memory.
so we used to have a code word.
Oh, wasn't it sprinkles?
No, not close.
Cupcakes.
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 Yeah, cupcake.
I think I was supposed to say sprinkles back. But
Oh,
I never
maybe
did.
that's right. Yeah, you would say cupcake and you say sprinkle, just to acknowledge that something was going on. So we had a code word. It was like our safe word for when Presley was really kind of getting agitated, and she doesn't know. Like, we're trying to find ways to get her to feel what's happening, like to be in touch with her body enough and her mind racing to know when it's happening so that she can work on ways to kind of calm down and control herself, right?
Right.
And so code word was one of the ways. Maybe we should go back to a code word.
Well, I thought, I just remember being really angry about it.
I thought it worked for a little while.
I was just very agitated about cupcakes for so long.
Yeah, I don't really remember it, but I thought it worked for a little while.
Maybe it did. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, like it's a known thing. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff in our food. Like this isn't really a food vlog, right?
Other people can eat that food, just not me.
Like definitely fine gold. Yeah, certainly some people can eat all kinds of artificial, like Presley is sensitive to it, is what we would say. Presley has food sensitivities. And so eating those things, and it really does. Like I can, I don't really do it now, but like before, if I would take Presley out somewhere to a con or something like that, I wasn't as careful about what she ate.
Right.
Like if she was with me, we would go out and we would grab some food or something, and as soon as we would walk in the door when we got back home, Mommy would be like, "What'd you feed her?" And then I would look at her and her pupils would be huge and she would be bouncing off the walls and stuff, right? So, yeah, we're trying, definitely we control it a lot through diet. Like that's one of the big things that we try and do. It doesn't stop it 100% of the time, like it still happens sometimes, right? Even when we're eating well. And so we're trying to find ways to deal with it a little bit better, right?
Right.
But on both sides, like what's the best thing for us to do when you're in that state?
Right.
And what's the best thing, how do we let you know that you're in that state so that you can, go read and calm down? Because that seems to reading or something like that calms you down.
I feel like something about it is making me not trust you guys.
It definitely is
but not
making you not
people
trust
in
us.
general. I think I would trust if my friends said it to me.
There's a family thing, certainly, but you also don't act the same way towards your friends. Like we don't see, like if we go and we're doing like work, Mommy and I talk about this all the time, right? If you're going and you've got like a gig somewhere that you're doing something for YouTube or you're doing something like you've never gone off the rails and treated, acted that way.
Right.
When you were doing work, I think there's a certain comfort level for us, lucky us, that you're willing to take it out on us.
I think it's boredom, honestly. I think it's just because
you're distracted when you're doing the other things.
I think I'm just like distracted enough and in the zone enough that my brain, I call it my brain zone, by the way. That's a really long inside joke. Anyways, long story. My brain zone is just so into what I'm doing that it doesn't have time to go, woohoo, it's time to be crazy. It doesn't have time to do that.
Right.
And I honestly think that once I'm at home and like supposed to be working or something, and I'm not, and then because I need to be entertained, and then someone calls me out on it, my brain zone starts screaming very violently because it does not want to be bored.
Right.
It's just like, boredom is really bad for me in the first place. I just hate being bored so much. It's torture. But when I get off the rails and hyper, it's too much to be bored for more than 2 seconds.
Yeah, and so I think we're going to continue doing some research. If you guys are aware of anything out there that could help, like at either side, how we behave when it happens, that we can help bring her down a little bit, or how she can be aware of what's happening. I think we're going to talk to Jessica for how to ADHD.
Yes.
Because she teaches a lot of like awareness of your body and how to coping mechanisms and things like that I think would be very useful. To take it to, it'd be worth taking a look at and seeing what she can do. And she lives close by. We're going to get together with her sometime soon, and I'd love to talk to her a little bit more about it. But yeah, we'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it a little bit. And I wonder, like, if people who've been with us for a long time and watching stuff, I wonder if you guys can tell, like, some days when Presley's really manic versus when she's more low key and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how much of it comes across on the vlog. Like, we see it and we know it and we're aware of it.
But on the vlog, we try and keep it a little bit.
Well, you do, but I don't know what comes across and what doesn't come across, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if people can tell. Like, we could certainly look back and see a few videos when we could look at your pupils.
It used to make my face really red.
Yeah, you can see like her cheeks especially will light up and be super red sometimes when she's reactionary. Yeah, that was a thing.
I
If
think
she
that
ate
used-
something.
I think
That's
that
not
used
as much
to be-
anymore,
yeah.
but that used to be a big thing when her face would be super. And you can see it, like once you sort of know the signs, you'll see it in kids, like in the store or at restaurants or at places like that. You'll see their cheeks all like fiery red from what they ate, and acting up at the same time. Like that comes along with it, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it's an interesting journey that we're on, trying to sort of figure it all out and make sure. Yeah, what it really even is, yeah. And if it's really like exclusively dietary, like you're sensitive to things, like you're also sensitive to feel, like your clothes. And I'm the same way. Like I care about how my clothes feel. Like I buy clothes by fabric. Yeah, right. Way more than I do by how they look.
Right.
And so I'm kind of sensitive to how things feel and fit on me. You're super sensitive, like skin-wise.
Yeah, which is, I can only wear like 2 pairs of jeans.
Oh, yeah.
That was hard.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. So you have 2 pairs of jeans that you will wear.
Because other jeans are very uncomfortable and scratchy.
Right. And Presley has a wide variety of clothes. Like different days, different things feel good, and yeah.
Yeah. Usually, usually I've worn dresses recently, and purely out of laziness, by the way, because I only have to put one thing on.
Yeah, right.
It's very easy.
So yeah, I don't know. Like this was just. It felt like something we should talk about a little bit.
Yeah.
And especially since we've been doing the Saturday kind of things, like more connecting. Like this is, and again, this is kind of a journey that we're on to try and figure out what the right things to do are. So I think we'll talk more about it as we learn more. But you guys have always been a great resource for us for advice and things that are going on, and it's always interesting to hear what you guys have to say about it.
Right.
So I would love to hear if you guys have any more advice. So can you talk a little bit? Like, do you remember? After?
I remember.
Like what does it feel like when you're looking back on being in that state?
I remember like kind of what I was thinking. It's very hazy, almost. Like it's as hazy, like me and my friend call something similar but more low-key being steamy. So because it just kind of feels steamy, and her mom said stimming wrong. So it's a combination of both. And steamy, like basically if you steamed up a mirror of me and I was all steamy and weird, like slight.
So when you think back to a time when you were being like that, do you think about like watching yourself do it, or are you inside of yourself in your memory of that? No,
I'm not watching myself do it. I know what I said and I remember being there, and I remember my thought process, but it's kind of disconnected and weird. It's like, what would happen if I was really, really, really angry at someone? Like if I had some sort of big grudge against someone, I feel like I would be thinking the same way towards them now. But I don't have.
But it's really anger.
Yeah. Do you see red, kind of?
Well, not literally, but I just get really, really angry.
Like
I think
you just want to fight.
I want to fight someone. Yeah.
No,
like,
you just.
I mean, I do.
Yeah, no matter what's going on,
now, but
you just want to fight.
I just want to.
You just want to argue and.
Yeah, and I explained that I want to prove my point, except I don't remember what my point was.
Yeah, you never actually have a point that you want to prove, but you do talk a lot about proving your point. But even like if you were to say at the beginning of the conversation, what I want to do is go in my room, and we'd be like, okay, go in your room. Like, I can't believe you're sending me to my room. Why would I wait? And like you'll fight about the thing that you said you wanted to do.
What you were talking about. I think it's because I assumed that you were like not letting me come and go from my room.
No, it's just because you want to fight. Like I'm sure you rationalize it, like why you want to argue now with the thing that you wanted 10 seconds ago.
Angry.
But yeah, you're just angry. You're just mad. Yeah, and it's amazing that like food can do that. And so you start thinking about it. Like, and again, this is not like a food vlog, but you start like, why does this thing have to be purple? Like, why do I care that this thing that I'm going to eat is purple?
It looks cool.
Like, why does that drink that's in a container you can't see through have to be a certain color? Like, I don't even see it.
That's true.
Why do there need to be colors in this thing? Like, why are there artificial colors in everything? And it doesn't seem necessary.
I know.
Right?
People like making things pretty, but that's a little bit too much pretty.
But, in the UK, when we were over there, or in Japan and stuff like that, they don't use a lot of those things. They use natural color. Like the M&M's, right? It's the big thing. Like
I didn't actually get to have M&M's when we were in London, and I'm so angry about that. I got to have Oreos, though. So
we'll be back. So clearly it can be done, and you can make food, and the food was great. I loved the food in both of those places, and I didn't have a problem with it. I
think part of this is off track. I just forgot to mention it. When I'm angry, for some reason, I have like a terrible memory normally. I cannot remember anything ever. But when I am angry and reactionary, I'm like, I remember how you hurt me on Wednesday the 21st of May in 2015. And
yeah, sometimes your memories aren't all that accurate then either. But you do,
I remember
you do recall.
Happened.
You go back to things. Yes, that's right.
Like that happened 2 years ago.
And you're like super hyperbolic, right? That's what I really focus on.
I've seen that word used.
Hyperbole, right? You're like, you never do this.
Yeah.
This always happens. No one ever thinks like it's always never always like those words come out a lot when you're in that state.
I know. know I'm definitely not using them, like, because I remember what I said, I'm not using them literally.
Yeah, but you are when you say them, and then when I call you out on them, you backtrack and try and adjust.
I backtrack a lot.
Yeah, you do backtrack. It's a very interesting state. So I don't even know what this vlog is about, right? This is just something that's kind of going on in our lives and we're kind of dealing with, and because on Saturdays we've been having these more sort of get real kind of conversations, it seemed like something we should share with you guys and talk about. And that way we can talk about it more openly on the vlog. If something's going on, we can talk about, like, as we're making progress, as we're learning things, we can get some advice from you guys, which would be awesome. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah. It's like, I guess the most important thing to me is knowing what it is.
Yeah, understanding it.
I need to understand it. I need to understand more of my thought process. I need to understand what triggers it too, because it was a lot of food. But
yeah, triggers and coping mechanisms are the two things that,
Now that we're away from that kind of food, something is still triggering it occasionally, and I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, so there's like, part of me is, you know, you want to avoid it, but part of me is also you can't avoid everything always, and so you need to be able to control it and recognize it and understand it when it's happening. So both of those are equally important, I think.
Yeah, I feel like I should step away from whatever is triggering me on it.
Yeah.
And then lean back onto it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure out what happens.
Awesome. Yeah, so that was a little bit of a downer of a vlog.
Whoops, I'm okay.
But it's real. Like, it's stuff that's really going on in our lives, and we want to be more, you know, open with that stuff that's happening. Right? Yeah. All right. That's all I had, I think. You have anything else?
Not that I can think of. I feel like there's something I'm missing, but I can't remember it, so it's fine.
All right, get us out of here.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to press that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!
Bye, guys. What's a cover for that look like?
I don't know. What's it called?